Hello everyone, I am Madam from Group 3. Very grateful to introduce to you guys about our survey project. What really makes us happy? This is our group member Nguyễn Ngọc Mai Tâm, Nguyễn Thành Chương, Nguyễn Hưng, Nguyễn Hồng Ân. What does happiness mean to you? Our group find that happiness is more than just a fleeting emotion. It's a state of well-being encompassing joy, contentment, and satisfaction. Since we don't have feelings, we understand happiness as what it represents to people, a deeply personal, ever-evolving sense of contentment and purpose. Next, we have cultivating positive relationships. Uh, we have to research about family and friends, uh, analysis of data from 236 couples in the UK show that family time, especially time spent exclusively between spouses, increases daily happiness levels. And about friends, from the Harvard study of adult development and other research, the quality of social relationships, especially friendships, is the most important factor in predicting happiness and longevity. Purpose of the survey. Happiness comes from different things, and each person has their own and unique sources of joy. And in this project, we aim to collect specific data from university students about happiness. For example, what makes them feel happy in life, whether they truly feel happy, and what factors contribute to or affect their sense of well-being. And we hope this project will help us understand the diverse experiences and definitions of happiness among students, explore how relationships, studies, hobby, or personal goals impact students' happiness, provide data that could inspire practical solutions to improve student well-being at our university. So this is the list of survey questions. We have four sections. Section 1, Personal Information. Section 2, Understanding Happiness. Section 3, Habits and Emotional Well-being. And Section 4, Social Views and Money.
Hello everyone, I'm William Duke and right now I'm so excited to walk you through the key findings from our recent survey on the topic happiness. Before jumping into the results, let's take a quick look at the background of the survey. First is survey periods from the 1st of June to the 5th of June. The number of participants was 47 people and data collection method is Google Forms. Target respondents mainly is university students. Respondent background is all people living and working in Ho Chi Minh City. This group was chosen because they are at the critical life stage, facing transitions, chasing dreams, and balancing stress and ambition. In short, they are right in the thick of life, making their views on happiness especially meaningful. So let's move on to the section number one is personal information. Let's begin with the general profile of our participants. Even though we had respondents from all walk of life, age 20s stuck out as the front runner, showing that young adults are truly at the heart of happiness conversation. And next is gender distribution show as balanced even spread. 46.8% female, 42.6% male, and 10.6% identify as father. This diversity in genders give our survey more depth and variety in perspective. So, move on to the first questions. When we ask, do you consider yourself a generally happy person? A strong 76 28.6% said yes, while 23.4% said no. That a promising start. Most people seem to have a positive outlook on life. However, when we dig a little bit deeper into their current life satisfaction, things get more nuanced. Only 23.4% felt very satisfied, 27.7 were satisfied, 38.3% felt neutral, while 2.1% were dissatisfied and 8.5% were very dissatisfied. It seems that although many people label themselves as happy, but they are not completely content with their current situation. In other words, they are somewhere in the middle of the road, still looking direction or balance. And let's summarize again of the section number one. In a nutshell, this section paints a picture of a group that is generally optimistic, is not entirely satisfied with where they are in life. This reminds us that being happy doesn't always being fulfilled. Sometimes people smile on the outside while still searching on the inside. So let's move on to section two, understanding happiness. And the first question of this section is when we ask, what's the happiness mean to you? With the multiple answer allowed, here what we have is 55.6% choose positive emotion and satisfaction, 46.8% said happy purpose and meaning, 42.6% believe it means wealth and success, and 27.7 were not sure. And expect happiness for many has, for some is an emotional state, for others it is a sense of direction, and for some, it's still a mystery, something they are trying to figure out. On the next questions, what factors influence happiness the most? Here are the top choices. Monies came out on top with 68.1%, followed closely by health and mindsets, voted 61.7%. Relationships were next at 51.1% and career at 46.2%. A small number, 12.8% selected other factors. Clearly, money talks, but it's not the whole story. A healthy body, positive mindset, and meaningful relationship also play a big part in the happiness equation. It shows that people today are aiming for a well-rounded life, not just chasing wealth, but seeking balance. Now, let's look at some deeper beliefs. 71.7% believe happiness is the result of personal choices, and 72.3% think it can be trained or and developed, and 68.1% said happiness is not the same for everyone. These results are encouraged when people see happiness as something within their control, not a matter of luck or fate, and they understand that one size doesn't fit all. Your joys might not look like mine, and that's okay. So let's summarize this section. To wrap this section, people are generally neutral or happy, but not always satisfied. Money plays a big role, but so do emotion, mindset, and relationship. The good news, most believe happiness can be learned like any other life skill. And although happiness is different for everyone, it's something we are all striving for in our way. So happiness isn't a destination, it's a journey. Each of us is walking our path, sometimes uphill, sometimes down, but always moving forward. And along the way, we learn that the little things, a smile, a kind word, a goal achieved, are what truly light the way. Thank you.
After listening and understanding the dominant idea of season 1 and 2, now I provide and present the main concept of season 3 and 4. First, let's talk about season 3, habits and emotional well-being. We started with a general question: how often do you feel happy during a typical week? Sometimes in the largest proportion, accounting for nearly a third of respondents, and never even the lowest proportion at 8.5%. This indicates that people experience happiness not regularly but only at certain times during a week. Then we discuss activities which are the reason why people feel happiest. Earning or spending money, these activities is chosen by the highest number of respondents with 25 individuals. This shows us that more people thought happiness was linked with material and practical values. However, the smaller group with 14.9% had other chosen. This suggested a range of more unique and variable activities which brought happiness among the participants. Next is the analysis of main barriers to happiness. As we can see, most participants agree that negative thinking was chosen as the biggest barrier with 26 respondents, and there was a small but important group of 5 respondents, 10.6%, stating that I feel happy almost all the time. It means the positive has a huge impact on their mindsets on overall happiness. Then, the result about engaging in happiness improving activities. The dominant majority of 80.9% of people say yes to actively joining in improving their happiness. This proportion suggests an awareness and adoption of self-care like journaling, exercising, and meditation. This system reveals that happiness is experienced with different frequency among individuals. It is obviously influenced by both internal mindsets and external things like financial stability and time constraint. A diverse range of activities related to finances and social impact, which are agree as happiness. Crucially, the majority of respondents actively engage in practice to improve happiness, highlighting a strong effort for personal well-being and despite the difficult period. That is season 3. Now we move to season 4, social view and money. First pages, we discuss the social expectation of happiness. A significant majority of 63.8% of respondents agree that society expects people to always appear happy. This highlights the pressure to appear an image of happiness constantly, regardless of internal emotional states. Do you compare your happiness to others, especially on social media? And we collected this following result. The proportions show a nearly equal 51.1% of respondents say no and 48.9% say yes. This means that they may maintain a more independent opinion on their own well-being or a stable mindset to avoid the trap of social comparison. Next question is, does money increase happiness? The data result is that 74.5% of respondents choose yes. This overwhelming proportion show a strong belief in the practical benefits and chance that finance can provide. This contributes to happiness of each person because of ability to afford necessity or reduce financial stress. Next question is, would you choose a job with lower pay if it gives you more peace, mind, and happiness? A significant majority of 55.3% of respondents would choose a job with lower pay if it offers more peace of mind and happiness. This shows that more people strongly prioritize mental well-being and happiness more than financial values. The final question, should happiness be considered a life goal? We had an overwhelming 84.9% say yes. This shows that more participants had a big expectation for happiness as a fundamental goal of life. However, only 10.6% would like to have life goals other than happiness. Season 4 highlights significant awareness about social pressure and financial values which affect happiness. A big number of respondents believe that society expects the appearance of happiness and nearly half compare their own happiness with others. particularly on social media. In addition, despite many external influence, there is strong agreement that money contributes to happiness, and happiness should be considered a life goal. Even prioritizing it over high salary in current career tools.
Summary and opinion. It's not a surprise that money, health, and mindset are seen as very important for happiness. The fact that money is important, but people would still choose less pay for peace of mind, so that money and well-being are complicated. Thinking positive is also seen as very important for happiness. The strong belief that happiness comes from personal choice and can be learned, so that people feel they have control over their happiness. This is also spotted by how many people actively try to be happy. The research expected that it is pretty crucial to show the dissimilar happiness of everyone to each person had different life opinion and value. Negative thinking being the biggest problem, even more than money trouble. Abstract point to the inner struggle people have in trying to be happy. The information about society, expectation, and complete happiness on social media help us understand the outside pressure that can affect how people feel and show their happiness. Finally, almost everyone agreeing that happiness should be a life goal prove how very important it is to people. Overall, the interview result give us a good look at how this group of people understand, chase it, and feel happiness. It shows how personal feeling, outside thing, and society on play a part. The role of each member: Nguyễn Ngọc Mai Tâm, presenter and leader; Nguyễn Thành Chương and Nguyễn Hưng, researcher and writer; Nguyễn Hồng Ân, researcher and editor.